twitch.tv/Diamondflavor. Yes, I have been very, very excited to see the Warhammer, the new Space Marine 2 gameplay. I wasn't able to check it out as soon as it dropped, but you know, from what I've seen, the little screenshots that I've seen so far, looks fucking phenomenal. If you don't know, those are the Horus Heresy books. I'm missing like maybe the last 30 to 40 books, like the Siege of Terra stuff and the last or latest books. And I haven't been too updated with the current lore now. I know the Lion is back, you know, some stuff with like the Arcs of Omen. That's the last like big thing that I researched on or kept up to date with in a very shallow way. But Warhammer is like, especially 40k, probably my favorite fictional universe. I'd say I just love how over the top it is, just how crazy the different factions can get, how they all intermingle, you know, all the different concepts they touch upon. And yeah, obviously it can get a little cheesy sometimes or a little, you know, a little wacky with the whole battle brother, the way they talk sometimes, or it becomes a meme basically. But I love it, and I'm just so happy that we're getting more quality games this time. You know, it's been a while since, or the release of really good games are kind of inconsistent when it comes to 40k. Yeah, okay. Stay on.
These unrelenting attacks make a counteroffensive difficult.
Alright.
We shall take care of that.
So right off the bat here, I love the yeah, dude, the scale is so much more amazing. It's really like a true battlefield. I remember from the first Space Marine game, it was more like the scale was also pretty good. Like we were fighting a lot of orcs and some chaos guys, right? So it's been so long since I played the first one, but we also went through trenches and a lot of like ruins, you know, ruined battlefields and stuff like that. But seeing this like with actual like guardsmen regiments, all these dugouts and, you know, these positionals, this basilisk cannon, and I think the Lehman Russ tank was here in the beginning. Is this the Lehman? Oh no, it's a Chimera, I think. The troop transport. Yeah. Very, very looks amazing so far. It's just the first.
Major, we've got more incoming from the east.
Move to reinforce the eastern flank. You, go with him.
We will assist in the defense.
Very good, my lord.
Cadians in the defense. Alright, some Cadians. It's amazing as well.
Numbers are endless. We will see about that. I hope you're keeping score, brother. Oh, I am.
I love the banter as well. It's nice that they continue that.
Here they come.
Oh shit, what is this? What kind of Tyranid is it? Oh, I forgot her name. Okay. Combat is still really smooth. Obviously higher resolution textures.
Reloading.
Intelligence reports multiple swarms closing in.
Direct us to them.
Sending coordinates to your Auspex display.
Alright. The one thing though right now that
This will serve me well.
My lord, we are preparing an airstrike. Can you hold the enemy in place until it hits?
heavy bolt pistol.
Consider it done.
Oh my god, dude, this by itself, again, like just seeing a true, or they capture the active war zone a lot better in this game, I think. Like, just seeing it from this this gameplay, I just love how it just feels more naturally hectic than from what I remember in the first game. Obviously, the first game was like 10, almost 15 years ago. So it felt a bit more on rails at certain times. They didn't cover it very well, which is, I mean, it's not through no fault of their own. That's just how games were made more back then. But you're just seeing this one, it gives that feeling of it almost feels like it could be open world, right? Obviously it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be that way. But one thing though that I noticed again, it's so hard to get with Space Marines as well, the sound of their chunkiness, whether it's their weapons or their armor, because you got to remember, like, these guys are fucking tanks. Like, by themselves. They're basically tanks, right? And they shoot like cannons, like mini hand cannons, basically. Even the regular like heavy bolter weapons, the way if I remember correctly, the bolt round explodes like a grenade as it hits. Like that's the regular ammunition. Basically, it's like the regular gun is a grenade launcher. So their grenade launcher is like a rocket launcher, and the rocket launcher is like I don't know, a V2 something, V2 rocket, whatever. So the scaling of them is way higher, right? So they sound a bit like, I don't know why, they sounded a bit light here coming into the, go back a little bit. Yeah, just the way their armor interacts. The way their armor interacts with the world seems very, very light for what they're supposed to be. So again, might be minor for some people, but for me, sound is always a big thing, especially with Warhammer 40k, because it's so, you know, the scaling of what Space Marines are, right? Or, I mean, they're the focal point. So it's so easy to like be let down or find the sound design around them off because of what they are, which is like, again, they're just basically tanks. Sorry about the pausing too much. It's just, there's a lot to take in. So good choice with the Tyranids. I think they're better if you're, especially if you're a new player. It's better to fight them than orcs. Because I feel like they're easier to digest as an opponent, right? That swarm alien, typical swarm alien type. Oh, I love it. I love all this action right now. I think it's also 3-player co-op. I don't think it's a Carnifex. I think Carnifex is way bigger than this. Apologies, I am very rusty on my 40k lore. Alright. Yeah, overall, it just feels really fun. You know, just mindless dude bro carnage, right? I love it. And this is the feeling that you want. Okay, this is the big thing, right? You want that feeling of being overwhelmed because as the Space Marine, you know, as the Emperor's Angels, you're the one that the normal humans call on to turn the tide of battle in your favor, right? You guys are like not even SEAL Team 6, like way above that. You are the Emperor's chosen. The process of becoming Space Marine is so stringent, and their power level again is crazy compared to a regular human, right? And it has to be because you're facing the threats in 40k, like in the galaxy. Their power level is also pretty crazy, right? So you want, I think they did a really good job showing this and designing this in game because you want it to feel like the odds are against you, at least as a normal human, right? And then being a genetically modified super soldier, right? You want to be the one to like, that doesn't matter. Like we gonna fuck shit up either way. Nothing can stand against you, or you can beat the odds. Some Imperial bombers. Beautiful. Very beautiful.
A direct hit, Major.
The 8th never miss.
Tread carefully. The spores detonate when threats draw near.
Then let us take the advantage and destroy them.
I also like the choice of biome here, or environment. It feels more alien, just nice, you know. Although it's always nice to see the, you know, Imperial worlds, the factories and stuff like that.
Reloading weapon. Reloading weapon.
Okay.
Need to reload.
The banter might be, I hope there's a way to like maybe customize it a little bit. I like the banter between them there, but the reloading stuff might get old pretty fast.
Reloading weapon.
So one thing I'm noticing right now is the lack of enemy variety, considering you're fighting Tyranids, right? I hope. Well, it's still early in the trailer, I guess. Badass executions.
There they are, the orbital guns.
This looks nice. Okay. These look like the broken down luminous tanks. So maybe they got overwhelmed or they failed to
Need to reload. Deploying frag grenade.
Okay. They failed to take the target.
Reloading.
Okay, that guy those elites seem new, right? Yeah, they're different elites. Some kind of power up.
Angels! We're saved.
Oh, I love this. Showing respect.
Those are some real
Angels now. You will desert your post, guardsman.
No, Lord. Never!
We've locked them in. We can do no more. Open the gate. Yes, my lord.
This is super important for like 40k as well. You need to show the relationship of the different, not just in the human or Earth, you know, or Terra, not just between a guardsman and space marine, but even like if there were some sisters of battle, right? Or the way normal guardsmen would react to like chaos forces, for example, compared to what a space marine would react to, right? Those little details like that are very important in the setting because it just shows you again the it helps to illustrate the direness, the grimdark, you know, that's what you call 40k, the grimdark future where there is only war, right? And little things like these, like showing the respect. Again, I cannot overemphasize or overstate the difference in power level. I mean, just from the physicality, right? You can see it, but it's more than that. If you go into like who the space marines are and what they represent, being the Emperor's Chosen, again, the God Emperor's Chosen. So they are not just superhuman, they're like mythical almost in their status in regards to like a regular Imperial citizen would see them as, because they have been touched or they've been blessed directly by the Emperor, something like that. Very important little bits like that, really. And that's what I love about 40k, right? There's so many types of interactions like that you could do and that the world can facilitate.
Open the gates.
Okay.
Another wave. We can't hold them.
Attention. Okay.
You will serve your emperor, soldier.
Finally a heavy bolter. Let's see how it looks like.
Into position, men.
Okay, now
Not
that
let them
sounds
surround you.
heavy. Oh my god, that looks
Try and get up
amazing.
here.
I love it.
Take
I can't wait to
them
play
down.
this. Again,
Everybody inside, now.
see, going back to the dire situation, being overwhelmed, and then just not even a squad of space marines, it's just 3 of you holding back the tide, you know, being the wall.
Eliminate the remains of the swarm. Osman, they will all get these gates closed. We must focus on taking down the hive.
Yeah. So you're not even phased.
Do not relent in your attacks. We are wasting time. Proceed through the gates.
I shall know no
Never
fear.
seen orcs do that. Makes them easier to kill. You have yet to see the worst of them. Oh, I look forward to it.
See, look at that. They don't give a fuck, bro. The harder the fight, the better it is. And now we're getting some more Aliens 2 vibes over here. With the interior less spooky, but definitely I feel a bit of the influence there.
Changing magazine.
Love the design of... Yeah, what's consistent about
Let us get to work.
the big titles of the 40k games, like, you know, Dark Tide, Mechanicus, Space Marine 1, Space Marine 2,
Reload.
even Deathwing, right? Again, I'm so rusty on the names. Apologies to my fellow battle brothers, my 40k nerds, but
Reloading weapon.
the environmental design is always on point, at least.
Victory is ours!
Hey, look at that difference, man. That's you. That's you. The scale is still amazing as well. Very good.
Changing magazine.
Yeah, you see, everyone's keeping their distance. You get into the thick of the fight. Like, that's what it's about, man. That's... Yeah, I'm so excited for it. Like, just seeing this. It doesn't have to be the best game as a game, you know. I'm sure, like, there are some... You know, we didn't see a lot of a weapon variety so far. It's linear. I expect it to be linear, right? A very simple story. But, man, I don't care about any of that when it comes to this. It's just that feeling again. That just make it feel like 40k. That's all that matters to me. And I feel like this definitely captures that pretty well, I'd say. Again, the beginning, I like the beginning a lot, especially, you know, you capture that World War II vibe, like storming Omaha Beach, stuff like that. D-Day, right? But it's sci-fi, basically. Some Band of Brothers shit. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm very excited to play this game. Few minor gripes here and there. You know, I think the biggest one is the enemy variety. There might be some twist. I wouldn't be surprised if like we see some Chaos Boys somewhere down the line. You know, they always fuck shit up. I hope we see some cameos though, like some other chapters somehow. Like maybe the Ultramarines aren't the only ones that have been called in. It would be nice to see some interaction between the different chapters or other Space Marines from other chapters, right? Maybe even bump into some Death Watch. You know, Death Watch is one of my favorite concepts in 40k, where they get different, because there are 8 chapters, right? Loyalist chapters, at least. It's a whole thing if I explain the backstory of that. But basically there are 8. Actually no, because they did the second founding and then they split everything into smaller chapters, right? So they're not even from the original Ultramarines, or they aren't formed as the original Ultramarines in the 40k. It's just so hard to like know when to start to explain everything. Just the Death Watch is like the wall in Game of Thrones, basically. Kinda ish, maybe. They just get different members from different chapters, and they all come into like one specialized Space Marine chapter. They remove all their colors, so every Space Marine chapter has their own colors and you know, heraldry and emblems. So they remove all that, paint the armor black, and then they just all wear the Death Watch. The Death Watch emblem. So amazing. But yeah, sorry, tangent. So many tangents you can go off on. But yeah, overall, TLDR, fucking hyped. The God Emperor has blessed us with what looks to be a really fun game. That's all it needs to be. Just fun and make it feel like 40k. That's about it.